absolutely beautiful day here in the New York area. 72 degrees, very low humidity, perfect conditions to watch and play tennis. And after all we've been through with the rains earlier, it's only fitting that as we get to the latter stages we have our best weather. There is Venus Williams of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. 22 years of age, currently ranked #2 on the tour, just behind her sister, and an impressive year this year.
It certainly has been, Sam. I mean, look at that match record. 59 wins, only 6 losses. And, of course, her highlights, that she's won Amelie Island, Antwerp, Paris, Gold Coast, San Diego, Stanford, New Haven. And 3 of those events were hardcourt tournaments leading up to the U.S. Open. So she's continuing her run.
It's hard to get all those titles in. 7 titles this year here at the U.S. Open. Again, she is the 2-time defending champion. And would love to add a 3rd. But the road goes through Amelie Mauresmo today. Mauresmo having a very good U.S. Open, beating Jennifer Capriati in the last round. From France, 23 years of age. She is ranked #9 in the world, but seeded #10 here at this year's U.S. Open. 43-12 this year with 2 titles.
Again, Mauresmo having a terrific season, a terrific year, and even better, a big U.S. Open. As you've mentioned, she had that great dramatic win against Jennifer Capriati. But before that, she upset Kim Clijsters. So can she make it 3 upsets in a row? We'll have to wait and see.
Mauresmo at the U.S. Open. This is her best result. She was a quarterfinalist last year and has done one better this year in 2002. Jerry Armstrong of Great Britain in the chair. Already conducted the coin toss. Venus Williams won that toss and elected to serve, so we will see Venus serving to start the match when the players complete their warm-ups. Venus Williams was running through this tournament very quickly until she ran into Chanda Rubin in the round of 16, and it was Rubin who did the most damage, taking her to a 3rd set.
And Sam, that was really when we saw Venus a little vulnerable. We haven't seen that lately. And her forehand just completely left her. And of course, after that match, she was out practicing and getting it back to form, and came out the next day against Monica Seles and looked back in form and back in shape.
Yeah, honestly, we were doing that match. Seles was lucky to get those 3 games in the 2nd set because Venus Williams was playing some of her best tennis in this tournament. Here's Mauresmo's road to the semifinals. She's had a little bit tougher road, as Kathy mentioned, beating Clijsters in the round of 16, and then a great match against Jennifer Capriati, 2 hours and 18 minutes. Winning in 3 sets over the #3 seed.
Well, those are 2 terrific and big wins for Amelie Mauresmo. And that when we saw her play Capriati, she wasn't necessarily playing her best tennis, but I tell you what, she showed that she has a lot of heart. She hung in there even when things weren't going her way and came out with the big win, put some great tennis together, though, for that 3rd and final set.
Well, for the first time in the 34 years of professional tennis here at the U.S. Open. Before I get to that, let's talk about the head-to-heads while they're up there. 4-0. Venus Williams has never lost to Mauresmo. They played in back-to-back tournaments earlier this year, and it was Venus winning both of those in Paris and Antwerp. You see, Antwerp was the latest, but they had played in Paris the week before.
And, you know, when you look at that 4-0, you think it's all Venus. But let me tell you, 2 of those matches went to 3 sets. And one this year in Paris was 7-5 in the 3rd. So Mauresmo, you know, she knows that she's had chances against Venus. She's going to come out here and go for the big win.
Well, Mauresmo's shown she's pretty fearless. She's had some big wins and big moments this year. Here's a look at where we are. Of course, the 2nd semifinal will follow this. Serena Williams, the #1 seed, will be taking on Lindsay Davenport. And as we look at the seedings, that brings us into the point I was going to mention. For the first time in the 34 years of professional tennis here at the U.S. Open, the semifinalist seedings have repeated themselves. And what I mean, last year in the semifinals, we had the #1, 2, 4, and 10 seeds. Of course, they were different people. Hingis was #1 last year. #2 was Capriati. #4 was Williams. #10 was Serena. And that is the exact same thing we have this year in the semifinals. #1, Number 1, Serena. Number 2, Venus. Number 4, Lindsay. And number 10, Mauresmo. So different names, but the seedings have repeated themselves for the first time here.
That's a fact I didn't know.
Well, it's always trying to throw you off, Kathy, make you, realize I'm doing my job here.
Hello everyone, I'm Carrie Champion with this Tennis Channel court report. World number 1 Rafael Nadal was in Johannesburg Sunday to watch his beloved Spanish soccer team win the World Cup. Rafa, who wore Spain's famous red jersey, met the Spanish team after the match and took a moment to hold the coveted World Cup trophy. Nadal told Spanish TV he cried like a baby when Spain won the tournament and said that the win should be celebrated for a year in the streets of Spain. The Wimbledon champion missed Spain's Davis Cup quarterfinal against France to be in South Africa, where there was a Murray at Great Britain's Davis Cup tie against Turkey this weekend, but it wasn't world number 4 Andy. It was his mom Judy who saw Britain avoid relegation from the world group. British newspapers reported that Mrs. Murray had passed scouting reports on the Turkish players to the new team captain, Leon Smith. TennisChannel.com is loaded 24/7 with everything you need to know to keep you up to date in the world of tennis.
Just tell me right now, like first impression, would you marry me?
There's so many different things about me that I do not like.
Let's talk about something fun. How about magic?
Peanuts. I like cashews.
Any site can get you to a first date. But with eHarmony, those dates can be better. You get to choose from people matched with you based on deep compatibility. And that means something more meaningful from the first date onward. So try eHarmony.com today and review all your compatible matches free.
Waterproof and sweat-proof sunscreen can wear out, leaving skin vulnerable. Neutrogena Ultimate Sport with Helioplex provides the highest average UVA, UVB protection and is also 3 times more waterproof than testing standards. Neutrogena Ultimate Sport.
Federer won it, so did Nadal and Davydenko. Now, ATP stars from around the globe are heading to Hamburg, setting their sights on the International German Open. Quarterfinals, live Friday, July 23rd at 7 a.m., only on Tennis Channel.
Try doing that with a patch.
It's not real smoke.
It's not real smoke.
It's not real smoke.
Just water vapor.
Just water vapor.
Just water vapor. Crazy.
I can finally relax
Without sucking in all those chemicals and tar. Forget nasty, smelly ashtrays.
No more
smelly hair and clothes.
No secondhand smoke.
So I can take a drag wherever I want.
I can smoke
in the bar. Not have to go outside.
I can even smoke in bed. This is a free country, right? No cigarette tax. Now I can finally start saving for once.
I just charge it overnight, and it works all day.
This is real, my friends. American Blue Tip, the hassle-free electronic alternative to smoking that looks, feels, and tastes just like the real thing. Call right now. We'll include the classic pocket case for ultra convenience. So pick up the phone and call right now.
There's a look down into Arthur Ashe Stadium from our blimp floating high overhead. The women's semi is about to begin. It'll be Venus Williams serving at the bottom of your screen to Amelie Mauresmo of France. Here we go.